Morning folks, Rick Double Portion here. It's been a while since we've made videos up here in Santa Cruz right now. Weather's starting to get really cold. You guys probably know me from the Cheetah Rig. This is the Cheetah Rig version 2. The first one was a Toizuki Axial, but this rig here was we designed, got 4-wheel steer on it. My buddy Dan Thompson made a chassis for it, which really helped cut the weight down in half, allowed us to put all the weight on the axles and really make this thing climb awesome. Sorry, but I just blew through a rear servo on it, so it's out right now. I got another one on order. So we've been thinking, you know, since we went with a sport, did pretty much everything we could to it. Things just an outrageous crawler, as you guys could hopefully have seen my videos and seeing what's going on there, seeing what it's capable of. We're thinking, you know, what's next, and that's kind of why we've been in a lull the last, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, is because we've pretty much went all the way with this as far as you can go with a full body with bumpers on it. So we were thinking maybe the next thing to do would be to comp this out. And then, lo and behold, what came out next was the Axial Capra. So we were, you know, looking at it, studying it. It's got some good points. I really like the portal axles on it. The C-hubs are really farther out, and they don't protrude as much to the center, which looks like they'd get hung up less. So we started brainstorming about it and seeing just what we could do with that thing, you know. I mean, because everything comes in a box and you just make it your own. So this is pretty much where, it's like everybody else, jumped on the bandwagon, picked one up. Got to say, there's a lot of good points to it. Instructions, you know, as everybody says, kind of were not as instructive as they could be. So I put one together, put 4-wheel steer on it, took it out several times trying to tune it up, and we just weren't happy with it. I see we as me and my partner Dan Thompson, the guy that built the chassis for our sports. This guy's really knowledgeable into suspensions and what it takes to make a rig run. Comp rigs, scale work trucks, you name it, the guy's got it all in his head. So anyway, we're brainstorming on why didn't it work right. It seemed like it didn't have much mechanical bite to it. It definitely wouldn't keep up with a sport. So we started, you know, thinking about it, and you know, we tried different shocks, and we tried the suspension a little bit different. So we were just getting nowhere, just really getting close to selling the thing, because it just wasn't. For a while we've seen that there was a few people that took and put the axles under a different frame, a different chassis. This is what we came up with. I bring you the new comp rig Capra. 4-wheel steer, dig, just everything we could think of we put on it. So special thanks to my buddy Dan, which brainstormed, made up this chassis. This is a chassis that is special designed for the Capra. We've never used it, never made it. I say we, but he has never made it before. So he designed it, worked it up for this thing. It's just awesome. Turned out that we're going to use the droop suspension on it. And then I was starting to talk, we're talking to one of our buddies, Travis, of Hit and Run Designs, and he was interested in this thing, so he made these wheels. Awesome looking wheel, 3-piece design. The inner part of the front has the hex with a weight built into it, about 2.6 ounces, I think is what it turned out to be. So if you want to check out these wheels, check them out. Hit and Run Design on Facebook. The guy's awesome. He lives right here in Scotts Valley, down to earth. He's just been into crawling maybe 6 to 8 months or so, and he's just loving it. So he's really making a lot of stuff. So this is kind of where we wound up. using the boom racing overdrive in the front. I just didn't have any luck with the Axial. Back when the 10.2s came out, I was stripping out the gears because if you watch my videos, I'm pretty hard on things. And I was snapping the 3 bolts that hold the ring to the locker almost every time I'd use it. So it was really getting horrible to use. So I went to the boom racing in the front. Went to the Three Brothers Cadros brushless motor, 2750, 6-pole, 18 slot. Thing is smooth as butter. Tiken RX4. I had to cut off the cage a bit so that it would fit under the body and have a place to mount it. Using the Fly Sky 8-channel to run all of this stuff. And a new thing that we just ran into is these servos on here. These are the JX CLS 12 volt 46 kg. They run 11.1 to 14 volt. You hook them right up to the battery. You don't have to run them through the receiver. Not that the Tiken Speed Control had any issues running 2 servos. I run them on the cheetah rig on the Sport, and I'm running 2 older high-tech crawler servos on it out of my comp rig, and front and rear, I use it, bind it up good, and it never browned out. So the speed control is not an issue there. But I figured we'll run them at 11 volt, take all the pressure off of the speed control electronics, and run it right off the battery. So they turned out, they seemed to be really nice. Then I went with the super shafty servo armor in the back to help keep that protected back there. The plan was either to extend the frame, the chassis, to help protect the servo, but I like this snubbed in the back here. It just creates an awesome look to it. So we went with the super shafty servo armor. Awesome. So this is the new one. Sorry it took so long to come out, but we've been thinking and brainstorming about this for a while, just to see what could be done to it, because we know that these axles have great potential to them. They even got more clearance than the Traxxas. The C-hubs, as you can see, are farther in. Oh, also, when my buddy made these wheels, we cut about over a half inch out of the width, which will help be a little bit narrower, which we just felt it needed. So this is it. This is it. I think it came out beautiful. Good job, guys. I thank you for all the hands that have helped get this thing together. So I'm just trying to get some video right now where it's nice and pretty and pristine and not scratched up, because I'm going to go beat the hell out of it probably today. And this is the last time you are going to see it looking like this. So anyway, I thank you for watching, and any questions, let us know. Once again, Dan Thompson's the one that builds the chassis. And if you want to check out these wheels, they're so beautiful and awesome. They work well. They're weighted in the front. I don't have any weight right now in the rear. Check out Hit and Run Designs on Facebook. The gentleman's name is Travis. So anyway, folks, we're going to go get some more shots of this thing out and about different places, and then we're going to go run it down at the creek probably and see what it'll do. We're hoping that everything works a little better than it did before. Center of gravity's way down. There's no more cage. So like the guy from Holmes Hobby says, the cage goes in the pile of RC parts. So anyway, stay tuned for some more. All right? God bless. Later.